Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo with the Code 7 Podcast Network, and we are about to get started with Open Mic Live. But first, as always, a word from our sponsor.
At InDigital, we know that public safety professionals hold themselves to a high standard. In fact, standard doesn't do it justice. In over 25 years working alongside you, carrying millions of calls over our IP networks, your dedication has inspired us. That's why our ESINet goes beyond industry standards, not only i3 compliant, but designed to adapt to future development for a network you can count on when it matters most. Learn more at indigital.net.
Have you ever met a 911 professional and asked, what's the worst call you've ever taken? Well, here's your answer. I heard your last breath the night you flipped your four-wheeler. I tried to call you the day you committed suicide by driving your car into a tree. Blue face, cold to the touch. I helped you with CPR after you found your infant face down, not breathing. It messed me up. I did everything I could, but it wasn't enough. You were with me from the beginning, Grandma. 27 years later, I took the 911 call when you died. How fitting to be there for me in the beginning, and I was there for you in the end. I miss you, Grandma. I am 911. This is but a glimpse into the world of emergency dispatch. But what is it really like to answer a call during someone's nightmare? What is the impact on the first responder answering the call? From Titletown Publishing, and available on Amazon or where you purchase your favorite books and ebooks. Imagine listening. Your worst day is our everyday.
If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine. Yo, what is going on? This is Ricardo with the Code 7 Podcast Network, and we are about to get started with Open Mic Live. I'm just typing one more thing up here really quick. Let's see. How's everyone feeling? How's everyone doing? It is Sunday. It is December 31st, 2023, or 123 day. Chase, what's going on? Hello. And yeah, that date, that sequence, I think if I read correctly, is not going to come around again for 100 years. So awesome. I'm sure there's a bunch of people who are in Vegas right now trying to get married, to have that be their wedding date. 123. And if you are, congratulations and Happy New Year. Let's see. Just trying to remember all of the stories that I want to share today, as well as going through a bunch of different things. So, as always, this live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital, a leader in next-gen core services, and a big shout out to subscribers of the podcast. Thank you all so very much for everything. I appreciate you. And it's been a crazy week. Been a lot of stuff going on. I've been posting a lot of videos, but also, how are you feeling? How are you doing? As I said, it's Sunday. It's also the last day of 2023. We're going to be going into 2024. It has been something for sure. And so I'm coming in, I would say at an 8.5, coming in pretty high already. It has been an excellent day. Also, so I've got all of my family downstairs right now. They're just chilling, playing some games and stuff until I finish this, and then we're gonna be playing some more games, some bingo, but Mexican style, some loteria. And also, my brother hooked me up with a present that finally arrived. It's this sweatshirt. I don't know if you've ever played Contra from the 8-bit Nintendo days, like when I was a kid, but there it is right there, some Contra. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, bro. I love it. Very, very cool. Nice, and, this room is super cold right now, so this was perfect to be able to put this on, but I'm happy to be here with all of you, and, looking in the comments here, Chase graduated from KSB Academy. Congratulations, my friend. Well done, well done. Robin says, "Awful weekend. We had an officer killed yesterday. My condolences and my thoughts and prayers and good vibes, everything to all of you, everyone who's dealing with that, and especially, the family that is dealing with it as well. I can't even imagine what all of you are going through. But if you need anything, please, any way that I can help, let me know. Please let me know. But my thoughts are with all of you. Jason says, Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. Checking in at a strong 7, having a much better end of the week than the start of the week. Definitely didn't want to be in the ER on Christmas Day. Oh man, I hope you're a lot better for sure. And let's see, finish strong by hiding some painted rocks. All right, that your kids found. Awesome. That very cool. And let's see. Amy says, Hola, what's going on? Joe, Happy New Year, all of you. Hello, hello, and all kinds of greatness. So I posted, we're going to get to this here in a moment, but I posted a few graphics asking for 3 words, whether it be to describe your 2023 or describe some of the phone calls that you've been taking. So we're going to get to that here momentarily, but I just wanted to, just share a few things. So episode 524 went out. That was the Imagine Listening session from the Arkansas conference. Whew, powerful, powerful stuff. Excellent stories in there. Please make sure to check out that episode and share it up. And then episode 525 is next, and that's going to be the open mic episode from that Imagine Listening portion at the Arkansas conference. So look out for that one as well. And then I've got a bunch lined up already. So it is going to be an excellent 2024 and a lot of stuff that is coming up in 2024 as well. And I can't wait to let all of you know all of that is going on. I've posted a bunch of different teasers, and woof, it has been going good. But all of you will find out here soon what it is that I've been teasing out there. And one of the images that I put out there, I don't know if you noticed, but in the upper left-hand corner is a QR code and a rabbit on there. And when I posted it with some lyrics from the song White Rabbit from Jefferson Airplane, which if you didn't get it, it basically means, or what I was doing was follow the white rabbit, go down the hole. Because that QR code does work and it sends you somewhere to go along with the other clues. So if you didn't have the chance, make sure to check it out. So I have all of that is going on and everything. Things have been good. Also, I posted that I am going to be doing voiceovers for phone trees. So if you're a dispatch center out there who's looking to get rid of your boring robotic voice for your phone tree, get a hold of me and I can hook you up as well. Or if you're working on any recruiting or marketing videos, I can do your voiceover of that as well. You can kind of see this right here in the corner. This is my other microphone. So I just got this recently. I can unmute it right here and then switch over here to this side where I've gotten this one, and I can say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Open Mic Live. and go into my announcer voice as well. So really like this here. I just wanted to show this to you really quick. And it's an excellent microphone. It's an AKG, And so I've got my main one here that I usually use, and then I've got this one that I've been using to do all of the other voiceover stuff. So I'm excited to be doing a bunch of this stuff as well, and I'll be announcing more of it as it gets closer. All right, so back over here on the Shure SM7B, and woo, yes. Um, I want to go back into the comments here really quick. So Jason says, I am doing fine. I kind of perfect stormed myself. It's been super dry and cold here, and my house was dry, and I was using nasal allergy medicine that dried out my nose, and it wouldn't stop bleeding. Oh, bro, that I can't imagine either. But I'm glad that things are getting better and that you're on the mend. So that is very good. And I'm happy to hear that as well. So just looking at some notes and such over here and getting back to the grind here. As I said to everyone already, but I'm going to say it again. Happy New Year. Oh, wait a minute. Robin says, sounded like you were about to say, are you ready to rumble? You want me to? Hold on. I I can't do it as well as him though, but I can try. Ladies and gentlemen, for everyone around the world, the thousands in attendance, but also the millions watching. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. And then the pyros. Oh man, I love you guys. That was fun. Oh shit. I'm glad that you are okay with my me being a dumbass sometimes. Oh, it is always fun. So yes, thank you very, very much. That was fun. But that's yeah, I've got this mic over here. Love it. Love it. It is really good. Um I'm sorry. I'm a nerd, but thank you. I that was fun. Let's see. Joe says your dumbassery is one of the reasons we love you. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Joe said that is my dumbassery that he enjoys. Thank you. Oh shit. Whew. All right. Now it's getting hot. Oh. Again, thank you for joining me. It's always fun being here with you guys and with this microphone and shit too. It makes it even more fun. So that was good. Let's see. Stephanie here says, Happy New Year. Only 2 years left to retirement. Very nice. Very nice. I dig it. I dig it. Let's see. Christy over here says, about an hour ago, I ended my last shift of the year with a vehicle pursuit of a subject wanted by our county and also wanted by U.S. Marshals. Oh, shit. And that ended with a barricaded suspect, also a hit and run where the suspect took off on foot. So foot pursuit, all while there's a grass fire out in the county. Holy hell. Everything was going on. Both suspects are safely tucked into their jail cells for the new year. I like that at the end there. Very nice. Very nice. Sabrina, what is going on? What's going on? I like that in the end there. But in the end, both suspects are safely tucked in their jail cells for the new year. Good. Let's see. Jason says, time to go party after a shift like that. Oh, I know, right? Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Yes. Let's see. So what I do want to say here really quick before we start getting into some of these other stories and everything is that 2023, although at some points were tough, were a struggle, there were a lot of good moments, a lot of good things that happened. Okay. A lot of good things. Again, 2023 marked the 10-year anniversary of me being out of dispatch. It's crazy that it's been 10 years already, but not just that, 10-year anniversary of my partnership with Nina, and also launched the Imagine Listening book. But on top of that, the podcast surpassed 2.2 million downloads. 2.2 million downloads, but that is all because of all of you and your support and for your trust in me sharing your stories. Again, I've been doing the podcast for 10 years, another 10-year anniversary, doing the podcast for 10 years. And the podcast is heard in over 60 countries. And again, surpassed 2.2 million downloads. But everything that I do, the podcast, all of that success wouldn't be anything without all of you. So thank you so much for everything, for the continued support, for the love. Every time I go to a conference, just all of it. Thank you so, so much. I can't thank you enough. Let's see. Christy says, this year I got to be in a live session at Nina National. It was awesome. Definitely a highlight for this year. Yes, that is excellent. I love that. Along with all of that, and we'll get to some more of this here as we're going through some of the words and everything that people put out there for describing their 2023, is just a lot of people overcoming a lot of different things. A lot of people were overcoming so much. Like, again, this year was a hard year for a lot of people, and I'll admit myself, it was a struggle in a lot of points during, more so towards the end of this year. Like the last 6 months have just been, what the fuck? Like things that happened that I would have never thought would happen. And you just got to push forward. But the good thing is to have a good support system and have people in your life that really do care, that really do want to be there for you, that it's not all about them, and that you reciprocate, that it goes back and forth, you know? And I think that's one of the things that really helped a lot of people get through this, but also just pushing through. Joe says, you always rock the ranch closings with Imagine Listening. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. And just the fact that I get to do it is just amazing. So thank you for that opportunity as well. And so there's a lot of different things that happen. And again, I'll get through some of the stuff here in a moment, but I do want to share a couple stories with you before we get into these words, okay? Because there's a lot more realization and talking that we're going to do. And I just got a message from Kimmy here, and I agree with you. Yes, this was very, very cool. Our moments that we had at the conference there in Galveston. Damn it, that was so fun and so good to see you and everything. It was excellent. So first story, okay. This first story. Thank you, Chase. I appreciate that. And same with you as well, man. Getting through academy and everything, I wish you well going forward, just all of it. And all of you who are here, thank you. So this first story, this comes from when I very first started in dispatch, when I was in Florida, Central Florida, Frostproof Police Department. And it was early on in my dispatch career, and I'm pretty sure I was still in training, okay? And I was working the mid shift, not the midnight shift. I was working 2P to 10P, okay? And I was getting ready to be done with the shift. But something happened right before then, okay? Now, I was excited excited to go home because it was gonna be the first, uh, New Year's Eve that I was gonna spend with my mom and my siblings and stuff, and that hadn't happened it had been a long time since that had happened. So, I'm sitting in dispatch. I'm sitting in dispatch, and I get a phone call, okay? I get a phone call, and this phone call is for a loud noise complaint. And I'm asking all of the questions, right, that I'm supposed to be asking, and I get a light bulb, an aha moment there, and I said, "I'm sorry, what street did you say again?" And then they said, and I said, "Okay, um, this is gonna sound odd, but especially because it's nighttime, but can you describe the house?" Because they're telling me, okay, that it is at the end of a specific street that connects with the main road that goes right into downtown Frostproof. And I knew this residence, but I needed confirmation. So I asked for the description of the house. And all I can think is, please, please do not be the one that I am thinking. And then they start to describe it. They said, "Well, it's at the end," right? It's like I said, at the end, and they said the house has a newly built deck, and there are Christmas lights going back and forth, almost like a dance floor, how they have it set up, and they've been playing their music loud forever now, and there's a bunch of people outside. And all I could think was, "No, it's my family." It was my house. It was the house that I was staying at because I was my brother and I were staying with my mom and our siblings, in the beginning. Yes, Chase, you are correct. It was my house. It was my mom and my grandmother and my sisters. It was my damn house. And so I finished the call and I'm sitting there like, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. This is my family. And I I put out the complaint. I put out the complaint over the air. And I remember the chief calls up and he goes, "Isn't that your house?" And I said, "Yeah, it's my house." And he goes, "Well, did you call to warn them?" And I said, "No. Why?" I said, "Why would I call them?" I mean, they're it's a loud noise complaint. Like he goes, "You should probably let them know that somebody is coming over." And I said, "Okay." Because even the officer who was going out there, which was cool as shit, man. I loved that dude. He was awesome. Um, he calls me up on the phone and he goes, "Ricardo, isn't that your residence? Isn't that where you live?" Yes, Heather. Yes. Heather Jean says, "Sometimes you got to learn the hard way." You damn right. Yes, exactly. So so he goes, "Are you gonna call them?" And I said, "No, I'll call them." He goes, "I'm still gonna go out there." He goes, "But, just let them know." And I was like, "Okay." So I'm calling and calling and nobody is answering. Nobody is answering. And finally they answer and it was just as the officer was checking out there. And I said, "Hey, um, it's me." And I'm pretty sure it was my mom. And wait, Kimmy says, "Only one way to listen to music, full volume." Yes. Yeah, and it was just straight up Mexican music, man. So it was like, "Dun, tuk, dun, 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 tuk, dun, 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 tuk, dun, 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 tuk, dun, dun, dun." Hold on. No, it'd be better with a little more bass. So hold on a minute. It was more like Boom, tsk, boom, 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 tsk, boom, 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 tsk, boom, 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 tsk. Uh, oh, Kimmy, anything Selena. Salinas. Como un flor. Con tanto amor. Oh, you guys just broke me. Like, I can't go on. Me dices tú. Holy shit. Oh my god. What is in this LaCroix? Like, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that's what was going. Like, that's the music that was going. It was just and oh, thank you, Amy. I appreciate it. So I'm pretty sure it was my mom who answered, and I said, "Hey," and she goes, "There's an officer who just pulled up," and I said, "Yeah, there is an officer that just pulled up, yo," and she goes, "What happened? Like, what's going on?" And I said, "You guys are playing the music too loud. Somebody called in a loud noise complaint." And she goes, "What do we do?" And I was like, "I don't know." Turn the music down. So officer checks out there, and I'm just sitting there chilling, just I cannot believe this is happening right now. But the chief thought it was hilarious. Like, everybody thought it was so funny, and I'm the one who's sitting there just so he's out there for a little while, and I check on him, and he's like, "No more checks. I don't need any more checks." I was like, "Okay." And when he leaves there, right? He ends up checking, he leaves, he comes back and he walks in, and I remember him just kind of smiling and laughing. And I said, "Dude, I am so sorry. Like, I am embarrassed." Yes, Jason. Okay, so you are exactly right, because this is what happened. My family, they were grilling. They were yes, oh, all of you know it. You know exactly what I was gonna say. Heather the same way, because they were feeding him. Yes, that is exactly what happened. So when he walked up, I guess he was already laughing and stuff, and he he mentioned the loud music, and they're like, "Yeah, Rich just called and let us know." We turned the music down, and my mom's like, "Are you hungry?" So he stayed and ate, dude. They made him a plate. So he had frijoles, he had some arroz, some tortillas, man, and he had some tamales. So they hooked him up, dude. When he came back, he was wait, we need to hear him tell the story. I know. I need to find him. I need to get a hold of him. Years later, I'm visiting in Florida, and I was at this Mexican grocery store buying some fajitas and stuff, and I saw him. He walked by me, and I said his name, and he turns around, and he's like, "Hey!" I was like, "What's up, man?" Like, I hadn't seen him in years. Still one of the coolest mofos ever. But he comes in, and he's smiling, and again, he's laughing, and I'm embarrassed and stuff, and he's like, "Don't worry about it." And, I said, "Did they feed you?" And he goes, "Bro, like, they fed me." Like, he goes, "I had 2 plates." He goes, "Those tamales were so good. Those 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 homemade tortillas, man, like the flour, like those tortillas de harina, all hot and everything." He was in yeah, he was all about it. No, he didn't bring me any food. Amy, I just saw your message right there. Did he bring you food too? No, he did not bring me food. He did not bring me food at all. It was more so I gave them a warning. I didn't issue a loud noise ticket or anything like that. The ordinance wasn't enforced, I guess is what it was, what it came down to. Robin says 2 plates. He ate the one. He was probably, that's right. That probably there was probably 2 plates and he destroyed both. And one of them was probably supposed to be for me. But that was the last call of the day, if I remember correctly. Again, this was years ago, going into 2002, I think it was. Damn, that was a long time ago. So, excuse me. I ended up leaving that day, and I get home, and I'm just looking at my mom and everyone. They're like, "We fed him." They're like, "At least we fed him." Fuzz, what's going on? Listen, Kimmy says Ricardo's mom most likely adopted the officer. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Because he was also the school resource officer. So, and my younger siblings were in high school and everything. So they all knew who he was. But it was hilarious, dude. It was one of the funniest things to happen, was for it to be that. And not a better officer too. But I remember telling the chief about it as well, and he's just like, "I should have gone out there. I could have got some tamales." Let's see. Heather Jean here says, "Once upon a time, my ex husband's friends went streaking. What? Our front yard. The next day, I had to explain to my lieutenant why there was an indecent exposure complaint in front of my house." Yes. Oh, that is great. There was one time I remember, and again, this was years and years ago, like 2002, and a different officer comes in and he goes, "So I almost pulled a vehicle over." And I said, "Oh, for real?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Because the plate was close to expiring, and or the insurance or something like that." And I don't know if it's the same way in Florida as it was when I was working there. But as soon as the insurance expires, your license is expired as well, or something like that. And it was automatic, like you could see it. You could see like the date and everything. And if people were pretty close, like they would pay attention to that because they knew a lot of the people. Well, one of those just happened to be my mama. She had just forgotten about it. I remember she had told me that she was gonna go do it and then ended up not doing it for whatever reason, but she was gonna go the following day. But in between that time, I'm in dispatch and one of the officers was like, "So I almost pulled her over." And then I realized who she was and I thought, "No, I'm gonna let her pass this one." And I said, "Dude, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much." And he goes, "But," and I was like, "There's a but?" And he goes, "Yeah, she still makes those awesome tamales, right?" and and I said, "So you've heard?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I've heard a lot of people have had those tamales and they're pretty good. So for letting that slide, I want a dozen tamales." I was like, "Whatever, dude." So yeah, it was funny. I ended up going home and I said, "Mom, um, did you end up, paying the thing that you needed to pay?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, I got it figured out." She goes, "Yeah, it's already done." She goes, "Why?" And hold on. Robin says, "Your mom is going to start telling on you with you tossing her rebellious stories out there." She simply forgot. It wasn't anything bad. It wasn't like she wasn't trying to do it. She forgot. It was innocent. So I told her about it and she goes, "Are you kidding me right now?" And I said, "No, I'm for real." And she goes, "Well, I'm glad that I paid it already." And I said, "Yeah, dude." And wait, Chase says, "I had to call my dad for a friend of mine for doing drugs in school. He was a captain for my town's police department." Oh, dude. Um, so my mom made him 2 dozen tamales. I brought in those 2 dozen, and he's like, "I was just joking." And I said, "I know. I know you were just joking, but she appreciates you." I was like, "She took care of it, like, right after you just happened to see her." I was like, "It was already taken care of," and he's like, "I was just joking, but dude, I'll take them. I will take." Oh, it was hilarious. Again, this was 2002 or something like that. This was a long time ago, but, my mom actually so in town there in Frostproof, they would have different, like, parades and all this other stuff, and, during these festivals, a lot of people would have, like, their little food trucks or whatever, and my mom would just have, uh, "Tiffany Nicole, what's going on? Happy New Year to you as well. Sending love to you and my homie. Tell her I said hello, please." Um, she didn't have my mom didn't have a food truck or anything, but she would make dozens and dozens of tamales. And at these parades or festivals or wherever, we would be downtown, and she just had a big ass cooler, and she would just probably like people would come by and they knew that she was going to be there, and people were just she would sell out, man, every time, selling out every time. She's watching too. Christy, what's up, yo? Hello, hello. So that was always fun. Was was to do that because, they would have a lot of people who would be coming up for these tamales and everything. And Christy, I'm pretty sure you got like I brought like a dozen, and I think we sat in dispatch once in the PD just chowing down on tamales. You and I and your bro. Oh, that was so fun, man. That was such a fun time there at the PD. I miss it. I loved it. But yeah, all of that happened, and there was a noise complaint at my own damn house. And I remember my mom just laughing her ass off about it. Oh, I will never forget that. Never forget that. It was so good. Yes, fantastic times for sure. Um, so another story that I want to share here, and then we'll get to these words and just kind of talk and everything, right? Um, Another story that happened. Now, this is years later. I'm working at in Michigan now at Allegan County at the last center that I was at, and it's morning shift. And I believe either this was when I was doing my I'm sure that was 1098 Bravo, probably. Sorry, it's getting dry in this room. So, um, it was either when I was, just promoted to supervisor and I was working when I first got promoted to supervisor, it was the only morning stint that I did, like, straight on where it wasn't OT or anything like that. So, it was either during that time, excuse me, or it was an overtime shift, and I was working, like, 16 hours straight in dispatch. Whichever it was, I was on phones, and it was early in the morning, and I get this phone call. "Elegant 911, where's your emergency?" Yeah, yeah, and this lady's laughing already. I'm like, "Okay, what do it's New Year's Day. What is going on?" So, I ask all the questions that I'm supposed to be asking, and she's just cracking up, and her husband, I can hear him in the background saying, "Babe, stop laughing. This is not funny." And she's laughing so hard that I start laughing with her. We're supposed to remain professional, right? But sometimes you just gotta laugh with your caller, which is what I was doing. So I'm chuckling too, trying to figure out what is going on, okay? So this couple, they're like the caretakers or like the owners of this apartment complex, and they had gone to check just to make sure, excuse me, everything was okay, and they found something. So this is what they found. So each floor of this apartment complex has their own laundry room. I mean, everybody has to share it, right? On the floor, each floor. So they were checking floor by floor just to make sure, nothing crazy was going on, but they found something pretty interesting. So they go into one of the laundry rooms, and what do they find? They find a dude, butt ass naked, drunk, and passed the fuck out, laying in his own vomit and shit. So immediately I'm like, "Are you sure this person doesn't need medical attention or anything?" And they're like, "No. No, this person is straight up drunk, passed out. We checked on him." And you can hear them going, "Ugh." And I said, excuse me. I said, "Okay, as long as I'm still gonna send, an ambulance to check just in case, okay? Because we don't know. You don't know, right?" But the way they described it, this yes, the same the wife was laughing so hard. She goes, "This person or their friends they're gonna clean it up because it's all over the walls." And she just starts laughing, and I'm chuckling, trying not to bust up hard with her, but I want to start laughing so hard because all I picture is Will Ferrell from Old School when he's streaking, and he's like, "Hey, you think that, we can get" whatever he says, like, "a bucket of chicken from KFC?" Like, that's what I imagine, that this person was so destroyed that this person started going streaking up and down the hall. Yes, Frank the Tank. Yes, we're streaking. Come on. Yeah, the Snoopy Loop. Let's exactly. Yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm imagining in my head. And the wife just laughing. And I'm I'm trying to get off the phone with them now because they're sitting outside and the dude is in there just asleep. And the wife keeps saying, "It must have been a great party." And the husband, you can hear the husband just going, "Stop. It's probably being recorded." And I said, "Yeah, this is being recorded right now." And she's like, "I don't care." And if I remember correctly, everyone who went out there, the report that I got back was, "Yep, the person was fine. They got checked out. They were just drunk off their ass, passed out with shit and piss and vomit all over the place." I'm like, "Damn, dude." I was like, "You got a casserole of chaos right there." Yes, exactly. Exactly. We were gonna play this back, and I think I did because it was one of the funniest calls that I had taken up until that point, especially something like that. Again, it's New Year's Day, it's early in the day, in the morning rather, and this is what they find. They go to their property and don't send I can see Chrissy just going, "Ugh." Amy says, "Casserole of chaos." For real, dude. It's like a buffet that you do not wanna be in. I won't go into detail. I could, I'm just saying. Wait, Fuzz says next to ravioli of destruction. She's UTL. Yeah, exactly. Look, just imagine that for a moment, okay? Imagine that for a moment. You're checking out your property to make sure everything is fine, that no one has gone off the rails, and you get to, let's just say it's the last floor. You're like, everything has been fine so far. Let's check this last floor and we'll get out of here. Everything will be fine. And you get to the laundry portion and you can smell it already. Yeah, dude. You can smell it already. What I picture is the smell of like when you were in elementary school or middle school and someone vomited and they put like that sawdust on it. Hell no. Like you could probably smell that shit already. Like literally smell that shit already. Getting close to the laundry room, which immediately you have to think, okay, this is the laundry room. It should smell good. Or it should at least smell like some sort of detergent, not shit-turgent. There's one for you. Shit-turgent. And you know yes, exactly, Joe. You know that dude was in there. Like, he's probably trying to find the apartment that he was in before. He's walking around and it's just like, "I don't I don't know where to go. Wait, what's this room? It's kinda warm." Starts taking his clothes off. And it's like, "I think I'm just gonna lay here. Nobody's here right now. I'm fine. It's a new year. This is new me. New year, new me." And then it's just like, "I think I'm just gonna lay here for a moment. Ugh, I'll be fine. Somebody will find me here. This is gonna be a good year." And then boonk. Tiffany says this the old alcohol sweat, poo, BO, and vomit. Ugh. That's a storm of smells. For real, dude. That's a different Jimmy John's that you don't want. Is Jimmy John's right where the sign says free smells? Hell no. I don't want those smells. It's like it smells like beef and cheese. He sits on a throne of lies. Fuzz says maybe he wanted to do laundry because he threw up on his clothes. That is, you know what, dude? That is a good theory. That is possible. Imagine that. The dude left, right? Couldn't find anything. He's like, "Rah." He's just vomiting everywhere. And it's like, oh no, I was gonna trust that. I was gonna trust that fart. I shouldn't have trusted it because now I shit myself. There's a laundry room somewhere. That's a good idea, dude. You might be right. So the person has hit the perfect storm of this casserole of chaos, this buffet of free smells, and goes into the laundry room and starts trying to wash his clothes. I never thought of that. Out of all of these years, well done. That's very possible. And was probably watching it going around and around and finally was just like, this is taking too long and fell asleep. Robin says, LOL at not trusting that fart for real, dude. You know that shit was wet. Oh my God. Wow. That's something that all of you are going to think about now. You're like, dude, you remember that story? Sabrina says, someone had more fun than me on New Year's Eve. LOL. My New Year's is way less exciting. Just a birthday party for my doggy. Hey, that is cool too. Happy birthday to your doggy. Tiffany says to Robin, if you're over 35, you shouldn't trust a fart anyway. That's kind of true. Yeah. You're like, brr, brr, oh. Oh, man. Oh, that was good. So they ended up cleaning the person up and the person just left. Yeah. Yep. Released. ROR. That was it. There was nothing else. But yeah, whoever had to clean that mess, screw that. I don't want any part of that chili. Nope. Oh, man. Woo. Marco says, Ricardo, can we get a go blue for a win over Alabama tomorrow? Oh, dude. I have a lot of fans fans and friends in Michigan and Alabama. I might have to stay out of that one. I need to teach in both states. And if they see this, either one of them, they're going to be like, dude, why? For real? Why? Why did you do that? So for those who are going to be watching the game, I wish you both luck because this is going to be a good one. It is going to be an excellent one. And I, for one, will be watching as well. But I have friends in both states. I got to try to stay neutral. And technically, I did say it when I was reading it. So, oh, shit. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. So, we're getting towards the end here. Okay. We're getting towards the end. And I want to go over what Fuzz says. You Switzerland now, dude, for real. Like I said, I'm going to be teaching in both states probably. Marco, that's a Washington, D.C. answer. You are correct. I apologize. Oh, man. So there was something that was shared, and I just want to read some of these really quick, okay? And I'm going to post them, and maybe we'll talk about them more next week in detail, because I want to get to some of these words as we go into the wrap-up of this episode, which has been hella fun with all of you. Thank you so very much. A friend of mine over on Circle, for the community and everything, ended up posting something, and I think out of Vancouver in Canada, they post this every year. So they have their top 10 nuisance calls of 2023, and I'm going to read them. Again, there's more information on here, and I'll probably go into detail next week for this one. But I just want to read them and maybe discuss one or two, but I want to discuss all of them. But more so next week. So really quick, top 10 nuisance calls for 2023. And again, this is out of Vancouver in Canada. And number 10 is the barber gave them a bad haircut. That made a top 10 list. That shit must happen a lot. What? Number 9. Their McDonald's order was taking too long. Which is ironic, right? Because McDonald's revolutionized fast food with the Speedy system. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Yes. Number 8, calling in to complain about a pothole. I mean, I think a lot of people do that. You know, a lot of people have called that before. Yes. Number 7, They couldn't find their cell phone. Okay, wait a minute. Like, the majority of people now have cell phones. I would like some more information on this one specifically because that would be pretty funny if the person called 911 and said, "So, I need some assistance. I cannot find my cell phone." And dispatch says, "Exactly, Amy." And dispatch says, "Well, how did you call right now?" And what if that was the phone that they were calling on? They're like, "Oh, no, you're right. My bad." So here's the thing. I remember listening to a tape once years ago where this person calls in to 911 and they end up saying something to the effect of, is it possible that an officer can come and help me get into my house? I locked myself out of my house." And they're like, "Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, we can send somebody in there." I think maybe there was, I'm trying to remember, there was a kid inside, or there was asleep, or I can't remember all the details. But the funny part of it though is that dispatch is asking questions, right? Like they usually do. And what ends up happening is that um the person who called in ends up saying, "Oh yeah, it'll be really easy. All the officer has to do is go through the garage and the side door there is open and they can get in the house." And there's like silence for a moment. And then the caller says, "You know what? Um, Never mind. I don't need them to come out," because they realized, "I'm calling because I locked myself out of the house, but I just told them that the officer can go through the garage, through the side door that is unlocked to be able to get inside, to unlock the door so that I can go inside." When really all the caller has to do is do that exact same thing. One of the most hilarious things. So that's what that kind of reminds me of with the whole cell phone thing. So, number 6, a burger joint wouldn't let them in before opening. Why would you call for something like that? Like, I don't understand that either. Again, we'll go into detail more on these when next week, because there's a lot that we could talk about on this. Number 5, their Uber Eats order was taking too long. Dude, like, just have some patience. I mean, I know you're hungry, so am I, but come on now. Number 4, their Airbnb host canceled their reservation. This is all civil shit, man. Like, there's nothing you can do. That sucks. Hopefully, you got your money back, right? Number 3, they lost a nose ring down the shower drain. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no. Number 2, the traffic light was taking too long to turn green. Come on now. And number one, the number one nuisance call for 2023 coming out of Vancouver is to ask for directions home from the Drake concert. You can't make this shit up. Like no lie. No lie. That's what number 1 was. People asking for directions home from the Drake concert. I mean, if you have a smartphone, everybody has their own GPS. You don't need a fucking TomTom anymore. You have it on your phone. Huh? Yeah. Exactly, Tiffany. Yes, Google. Smitty says, "How how did you get there?" Right. That would be a question. Like, "Oh, okay. I mean, how did you get there to begin with?" "Oh, okay." There's more to this article, but again, we'll go over it in detail next week because some of these are pretty funny, man. There's some interesting ones in there. All right. I'm gonna put something on the screen here really quick. And so let's start with this one. Now, I'm only going to go through some of these, okay? I'm not going to go through all of them because we're already coming up on the hour and my family's downstairs like, dude, what the hell? All right, so here is the first picture I want to show. And if you want to throw yours in the comments, you can do so as well. But what it says here is describe the lighthearted calls you answered in 2023 with 3 words. Again, that is 3 words. And Omas's Tom comment made me LOL. Tiffany says, this is why dispatch was never for me. And I'm so thankful for everyone who has and is still doing it. My face would come through my voice for sure. I love that. So I want to read some of the ones that were shared for this one specifically, okay? Hungry, Chinese, and 911. I can only just thinking about it that somebody was calling because they didn't get their order right at a Chinese restaurant or something. Another one here, 3 words that describes their lighthearted calls that they answered in 2023: Santa, sparkles, and dildo. I can't believe I just said that. Oh my God. Yep, you heard that right. You heard that right. Another one for this one: Suns, fight, and nugget sauce. What? What? Yeah, I would love to hear the stories from like all of these. So here's another one: genital chastity removal. I'll say that again. These were 3 words that someone described the lighthearted calls they answered in 2023. Genital chastity removal. Oh my God. Oh, there are tons of them. Tons of them. Yes, Tiffany, unseen things from the ER. Yeah, like we're playing what is it, the $100,000 pyramid. Things that make you laugh. Ah, yes, go on. Sabrina says we recently to one of those too much info type calls. Yeah, that too. But I was one of those who would put everything in there so that people would read it over the air. Amy says, I'll take whatnot to Google for 200. Yes, whatnot to Google for 200. Exactly. Yeah, there are tons of them. So if you go to the podcast page, there's a lot of them that are written there, and a lot of them. So go ahead and read those, and they're pretty funny. So there's a lot of those, but wrapping this up, going into the wrap up of this, I want to read this next one here, okay? And this will be the last one, and then we will wrap this up. So, and those who are watching right now, if you want to do this as well, you can. So when I saw this somewhere else, and I put a spin on it and changed it up a little bit for mine because someone had put it out there as 1 word, but I wanted to see in 3 words what people could say. So describe your 2023 in 3 words. And for me, my 3 words were humbling, challenging, and triumphant. Humbling, challenging, and triumphant. Those are my 3 words that make up 2023 for me. Now, I want to read some of the ones that I wrote down from others. And Kimmy, I wrote yours down on here as well. So here it is: hurt, betrayed, chosen. Another person said hard, emotional, and rewarding. Another person said, what the F? Another one said, I am 911. Someone said, love, broke, and sick. Another person said, evaluate, reset, and focus. The next one here says, overwhelming, emotional, disappointed, but also on the flip side of that, fulfilling, adventurous, and clarity. Another person said, I did it. Love that. Another person said, dreams came true. Another person said, total shit show. A lot of folks posted stuff like this. Exhaustion, chaos, stress, excited, exhausted, exhilarated. From what I'm reading, a lot of this stuff that's here and looking on the podcast page as well, a lot of what people described, I mean, wow. Just a lot of powerful things here. Another one, try, frustration, decision, challenging, heartbreaking, rewarding. It was something. Hurt, change, growth, devastating, sad, depressing, chaotic, challenging, but reaffirming. So there were a lot of these. A lot of what the fucks were in here as well. Sabrina says, overtime, rewarding, accomplished. So here's the thing. Out of all of this that I'm reading, one, it looks like everyone at one point had something to overcome this year. People were hit with tragic moments, things that were overwhelming, frustrating. But you know what I see in all of this that I've been reading? Strength from all of you. Doing what you had to do to get through, to push forward. You're here. We did lose some, and they will always be in our minds and our hearts and in our prayers, thoughts, all of it. But we are here, and we're here together and supporting each other. So thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do for this profession. And just thank you for being you. When shit gets hard, lean on your folks. And if you don't have those folks, those are also those moments where you realize what you're made of. I'm a firm believer that when you hit rock bottom, the only way is clawing back up to the top. And it's not easy. It's not. But you can do this. No matter what, you can do this. That's why I love doing this open mic with all of you so much. And as I'm talking here, what are your numbers now? Where are they at? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome, what is your number now? Open mic started live like this for all of us to connect. Because in the beginning, all we did was talk. Because there was a lot of shit that was going on. And again, in reading what everybody wrote, a lot of people had some hard times. But a lot of folks also wrote in that very last one words that showed how people were able to elevate, evolve, and overcome whatever shit it was that you were going through. Leave that in 2023 if you can. Let's move forward together in 2024. Because, yeah, not everyone is going to be there for you. The folks that you might have thought were in your corner, They might not be. Maybe you learned a lesson this year. I know I did. But now you move forward. Evolve. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you have some sort of passion, fucking go for it. Don't wait. Don't wait for opportunity, create it. And if you're struggling with something that you've been working on, just remember why you started it to begin with. And the more you start to reflect on that, it becomes easier. And you can jump right back in. Again, that's why I love doing this with all of you. So thank you so very much for being here, for what you do. And here's to 2024, man. Let's do this. There's a lot of awesome shit that's going to be coming from Within the Trenches Media. And I cannot wait for all of you to see it, to experience it, for us to be able to experience it together, but also to continue doing what we do here. That's checking in with each other, being here in support of each other, and just be well. I'm super excited for this coming year. And I hope all of you are too. I cannot wait to talk to all of you next week as well. This is always so much fun. So, as we go into the wrap up of this, again, this is sponsored by InDigital Elite Next Gen Core Services. Shout out to subscribers of the podcast and just thank you for supporting me and what I do and what I've been doing for these past 10 years and now beyond. And Robin says, needed the laughs. Thank you. Thank you for being here and just all of you for being here and us being able to laugh and you dealing with my dumbassery. It's always so much fun to do it, especially when I jumped over on this mic. that was a good time. So if you have any comments, questions, or you ever want to be a guest on the flagship show, you can email me, and that's going to be wttpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that is wttpodcast@gmail.com. You can become a subscriber of the podcast and help support what it is that I do. And you can follow me on social media. The easiest way to do all of this is the link that's right there on the screen, and that is links.co/WTT podcast. And that's links with 2 I's.co/WTT podcast. And thank you, Sabrina. I appreciate it. You rock too. Yeah. Wait, Joe says, what is it you do? A lot of different things. A lot of different things. I wear a lot of hats. But in short, I'm a storyteller. And you have no idea what it means to be able to help share your stories, to get them out there, and for people to learn what it is that you do. That is an honor that I don't take lightly, and I am proud of it, and I always will be. So thank you for giving me that opportunity to do so. This can be seen on Facebook, YouTube, X, as well as LinkedIn, and you can listen to the podcast 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. And Happy New Year, everyone. I hope that you have an excellent one and that you don't end up like the gentleman that was butt-ass naked in the laundry room with vomit all over the place and poo. Happy New Year. Oh, man. Thank you, all of you. Have a happy and safe New Year. and I will see you in 2024. Thank you very, very much. And that is it, everyone. Have an excellent night. I'm going to head back downstairs and we're going to play some Loteria, man. And I think we have maybe a couple tamales left too. So have a good night. I will talk to you later. And again, Happy New Year. I love you all. Have a good night.